So we got introduced to a new character based in this anime from the Bumpkin from the Old Country Swordsman, Master Swordsman. One thing I want to personally want to say here is basically that Biro is basically really is the kind of guy. He seems like he's really nice. Seems like he's really kind, a going basic kind of person and stuff like that. And I can tell that he's really helping me really a lot. And one thing I really like about him is basically that he's not shy to say like how he feels or anything like that. Because when someone's in trouble, he feels like he needs to step in to help someone out basically in need. And the reason why I'm saying that because some people may think that's a good thing, some people may think that's a bad thing, some people may think that they really don't know really all that much. But when you have someone who is experienced, a little bit much more older, then they would basically would know. It's kind of like training a puppy to learn how to hunt. That's basically what it kind of basically feels to me. The more that puppy learns, the more that puppy does to learn and to understand and to basically to know. That's just like raising a baby to a teenager until an adult, and then they pass away, and then they have their children, etc., and generations, and basically stuff. So I think that what I try to mean by is basically saying that is basically because that with the teachings that he teach and with the knowledge that he does and stuff like that, it makes me to believe that he is a very good teacher. It's not just because that he's being weird, basically in a kind of way. It's basically because he wants to help people. That's what he really definitely wants. And the reason why basically because of that, because this is what he likes to do. Because he's doing this for the kindness of his heart. He's not doing this just for himself, but he's doing it just because he wants he wants people to really know that bad people can change from being good to change from bad to being good. And sometimes people can change from good to being bad. That's like basically different examples. Like take as for Star Wars, like Anakin Skywalker. He was a good kid. He was fun and all jumpy, but then everything kind of slided down, and then he's turned into a villain as a Sith. He was once a Jedi, but now he's a Sith. It's kind of sad to really just to see it basically that way. I think the reason why I would definitely think that Mia is basically just not only because that she's just a kid. I don't look at her because she's just only as a kid. I think that she's just basically a person that is being misled and being also misguided into basically from other different things. I understand grief is not a good thing for somebody for her like her age. And stuff like that. When you have like a mother or a dad or whatever that is may have passed away, or both parents may have passed away, that makes it hard for her to like how to really understand. And then she began to question why did this happen? Why did God allow that to happen? Or what maybe is and stuff like that. And that goes for for the different generations of basically in the modern era based on time. We've seen this pretty much basically in the past and basically also coming into the future. People are going to have families that may have passed away. They're going to have that really basically actually are. Mia is going to have to accept the fact that her sister is dead. There's no way in the world that somebody can use magic to basically resurrect somebody from the dead. That's kind of like using like different kind of magic to basically do that. So what that means is that someone has to have really good skills to do that. In other words, that's just considered as blasphemy. Means that they would probably consider them as a person like as a witch or basically or something more. basically something more. Take as for instance for like back then, like I say around 16 or 1500s, right around there. I'm not so sure, so maybe 17, because witches were burned to the stake, burned to the fire because of what they did, because some of the things that they do and stuff like that. I want to say here is basically that I don't want people to really think that witches should not be burned or anything like that. I don't think that they really shouldn't, but I think it's wrong in my opinion because some people may mistake them as for something different else. Some people will debate me basically on that, but that's basically what I definitely feel, and basically stuff. And I think that a lot of people would just needs to really do understand. I like Lucy basically as for the situation based for herself. Basically, a situation based on a situation as for herself. The problem with basically for herself is that she has a lot of confidence in what she does. And with the confidence that she has, she knows how to use her magic. It's not because like, oh yeah, look at her like what she's doing. I mean, it really shocked me by surprise. She really shocked me by surprise. It's not just because of her age or anything like that, but she's very, very talented. That she must have had a master from back then that must have taught her very, very well with that, because she could not be able to do that all by herself. If she would have basically just done that all by herself, it would be impossible for somebody to basically learn that. Take as for instance as Naruto. It would be basically impossible for Naruto to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu, even though he used it, and basically that's basically what he did. But not only because of that, he's able to master it. But he was not very good at it at the very first start, because even though basically some of the things that he does, he kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and he learns and stuff like that. Now I want to talk about Master Bureau also as well too. I want to talk about him, which I know I've already talked about him pretty much. I want to say that Master Bureau is not a guy that I don't think everyone should mistake for what he really actually is. Some people may think that he's weird or anything like that because of what he does. He's not. He's really not. He has his own agenda because of what he does. And I also want people to really to understand also well too, because never mistaken somebody because if they have a sword or not a sword or a wooden stick. Or a wooden sword, because when you're seeing somebody who's talented as much as he is, not just because of his age, because of the skills and the knowledge that he has been using a swordsman for a very long time. Means that I would basically consider him basically being kind of like a warrior, basic kind of person, but he's more to it than that. Because he knows how to control the sword. Because you can't let the sword control you, but you have to learn to control the sword. That means when it comes like with mages or wizards or something like that, they have to learn how to use their magic right. If they don't know how to use their magic right, then guess what? Bam, just like that, they die. They would just die. So I think that would basically boot camp, because I've also one person will say that it's also well too, and I think some people should learn this also well too, because being a master swordsman, it doesn't mean that you're a master basically being a swordsman. You're gonna make mistakes, and and that's what basically really actually is. Nobody's perfect for any other reason. I kind of like his teachings really a lot. I think his teachings are very, very good, and he really has learned how to use those teachings. That's kind of like basically. And like in Star Wars, like the Jedi's basically teach the young ones to learn how to use the lightsaber. You learn how to use the Force and stuff like that, because gave them all the knowledge and stuff like that they learn, and basically stuff. And because you can learn from their generation when it comes from other different generations, because basically of that. But when you have like Piero as for himself. He's not a Jedi. He's really not. He's just basically a warrior, basic kind of guy that wants to teach people, teach people to learn how to use the sword. He doesn't find them or he's trying to make people pay or anything like that. I really do like that really a lot. That's also kind of like when it comes to basically going to a dojo. A dojo is a place. A dojo is a place. It should be a matter of respect. When you step into a dojo and you offer a challenge, that's being disrespectful. Because when you do that, you're entering a dojo that was owned by his master, and also other people in the dojos also as well too. Because when you do that and when you challenge somebody for that, that is disrespectful. That's disrespectful. But not only because that's disrespectful, because the other young ones and basically or others will basically look on and say like, what just happened here, and basically it's that. I think that people basically in dojos is that they have every right to defend their students, defend themselves, defend their dojo and stuff like that. And they do have a right to do that. And the reason why they do, because that's what they're trained and supposed to do. And they're supposed to be trained in the right way, but not in the wrong way, That's like if I were to give my teachings to my son or my daughter or whoever it is, I want them to learn how to use their teachings, but not to learn how to use their teachings by saying like, yeah, I want you to go fight anybody out there and just cause ruckus in school and stuff like that. I would not recommend anyone just basically do that because I would be ashamed of myself because as a master, as for master, I think sharing like different kinds of techniques and stuff like that when it comes to kung fu or karate or swordsmanship or whatever that maybe is and stuff like that. But you have to remember that you're dealing with somebody that knows a lot of things that they really actually definitely do know. That's why I like Master Barrel really a lot. Because I think he's good. I think he really does a great job of what he does, and he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's talking about, and he knows how to do what he does. And you could just see him like with the wooden hand sword, based in his hand, the wooden sword in his hand. He knows what he's doing. He's known what he's doing. It's not just because, like, somebody say like, oh, you're going to regret using that wooden sword against me. Now, the reason why somebody would basically say that, because they're basically feeling temperate, means that they feel like they're being dishonest. They're like, you should fight me in the wrong way. But when he uses that, he not uses it just to kill him. He uses that to basically to the engineer, because you can see some of the things that he does, like uses from other different things and stuff like that, just like what he's doing, like right there. And so yeah, I definitely think this was a good episode. I think this was also a episode of learning and also in the lessons and stuff like that. And I hope Muriel also definitely do find in her heart that basically, hopefully that she finds in her heart that she does not be tainted down along the path and stuff like that. So yeah, anyways, that's it for the same review. Tell me what you guys think. You guys like this episode? You guys don't like it? Tell me what you guys think. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, and please leave a comment below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. So I love you guys. Please stay safe and remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.